Tarot by the Bay, I'm David. All right, Allen Weisselberg. You know, crimers are going to commit crimes. And Weisselberg, we had hopes for him that maybe, just maybe, he would, turn on Donald Trump and give the states evidence. And turns out he really didn't. He did make a plea deal. And as Michael Cohen would say, he committed perjury during his plea deal. And the Department of Justice took his pleas anyways. He served 100 days at Rikers Island in the prison system there. And then he was let go. And then he got a $2 million severance package from Trump.org. And in the severance package was a non-disclosure agreement saying if he had to cooperate with law enforcement offices, he could, like he had a subpoena, but otherwise he was to give them no information. Kind of an unusual severance package. And I can't think of anybody who's been laid off that got that in their severance package. Good God. So turns out during the trial that he was testifying against Trump.org, he said he had nothing to do with Trump's valuation of the penthouse, and he really wasn't involved in it. And Forbes reporters basically said that's a bunch of crap. We've got emails, and posted up evidence showing that he perjured himself. Well, now the Justice Department, I'm assuming it's the New York AG, are going after him to potentially bring new charges against him. They're in negotiations with him right now. If you've been watching The Midas Touch or Brian Tyler Cohen, even Bo with the Fifth Column, I don't know if Bo's talked about this one yet, but they don't think he's going to get much of a deal because he's already lied under oath. So it makes him a lousy witness for the state because you can cross-examine him and point out that he's lied, and why should the jury believe him now? But it also means that Trump can't use him in this upcoming fraud case, or the Stormy Daniels case, the hush money payments. He can't use Weisselberg either because Weisselberg's a liar and he perjured himself. And so, he's out of the game as a witness, and he was going to be potentially a better witness for Trump than he was going to be for the state. Frankly, I've got my opinions on what kind of deals they should or should not cut with him. To me, if you cut a nice deal and you spent 3 months in prison for your role in decades worth of fraud, and then you violated that, maybe you needed to be in prison a little bit longer to rethink your priorities in life. I'm sorry if he's in his mid-70s. You're a grown adult. You know the choices you're making and the potential consequences of them. Good luck with that. All right. So, this, by the way, delayed Judge Engoron's settlement that he was going to put against Trump.org. Between Barbara Jones's discovering the $48 million plus loan debacle fraud that she found, and finding out that Weisselberg has committed perjury with regards to Donald Trump in the valuation of his penthouse, Judge Engoron is now slowing down his final evaluation to incorporate all this new data into his decision, and it's going to delay it a couple of weeks. This is not going to get less expensive for Donald Trump. Marina and I did our live on Tuesday and threw cards on it like, are we going to get it before the end of the week? And we both got the tower. And I said in the live, it's like, I don't think we're going to get it by the deadline that he was coming up with. Maybe we'll get it by the end of the week. But with this, because I was saying this wasn't giving me a time frame, but it was letting me know when he does, Judge Engoron does give that money decision, it's going to be huge. I don't know how we'll get to 600 to 700 million, or even if we will get that high. But it's going to be big. I don't think folks that want to see Trump, for the people that want to see Trump pay dearly for all the frauds he's committed. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Now, for those who there's no amount of money that he could pay that would make up for it, well, you'll be disappointed regardless, but it's going to be a huge sum. Allen Weisselberg, though, let's look at the energy around him. Entertainment purposes only. Where's Tina Turner when I need her? He's a private dancer, a dancer for money, do anything you want him to. Man, what this man will do for money. You know, Donald Trump tells him to say something, he says it, and it's all about the money with him. Just a greedy SOB. Oh, and he'll lie about anything. There's an arrogance or a narcissism here. It's almost like because he's in his mid-70s, because he has a bit of money, and it's going to be hard for the FBI or law enforcement to know everything, he's got an arrogance with him. I guess, you know, birds of a feather, when you've been hanging around Donald Trump for that long, you're going to have to be an arrogant narcissist in order to survive that climate. The rest of us would just get eaten up alive. Underneath it, the hillbilly drunken brawl. This revelation and the arrogance of this revelation is going to cause a cascading effect of consequences that I don't think Weisselberg or Trump really appreciated. Engoron, Judge Engoron appreciates it. And I think Alvin Bragg, this doesn't directly impact Alvin Bragg's case. Alvin Bragg's is about hush money payments. Is Allen Weisselberg involved in it? Yeah, probably because he worked with Michael Cohen on it. But you've got Michael Cohen's testimony. Now, again, Team Trump is going to try and say Cohen's a felon and he's a liar, so you shouldn't believe anything he says. And they could have brought Allen Weisselberg in to contradict Cohen, but then Weisselberg could potentially committing perjury. He can't do that now because Weisselberg has committed perjury in other cases. He's a wildly unreliable witness, and it can actually help feed the narrative that Trump surrounds himself with people who will lie, cheat, and steal for him. He's opened up, he's basically poked the hornet's nest with a stick. And there's going to be consequences for that. What do we have in the past? The love of money. He took care of Trump Org, and all the money stuff in it. And he was well compensated for what he did. Mind you, I talk about the arrogance here. This is the getting paid under the table, paying your grandkids private schooling. Here's a car for you. We'll pay the lease on it. And here's a luxury place for you to live, and we'll pay for everything. Very much a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. I think they both, Trump and Weisselberg, have the same opinion about paying taxes. It's for suckers. Current situation is the Sun card. The truth of Allen Weisselberg is now being laid bare. It's being laid bare for everyone to see. I might have had mixed opinions of Weisselberg. I don't anymore. I have definite opinions now, and they're backed by facts. And this is a problem. The Sun is not the friend of those who lie, cheat, and steal. It really is not. That's all about truth coming out. The overarching energy is about the agreements. The truth about Weisselberg's relationship with Trump and Trump Org and the severance deal that came out. I mean, that's been known, but this is going to provide some more context. Also, the truth of Weisselberg and any plea deals that he had in the past and he's making in the future are all impacted by this decision, and not in a great way. Somebody's about to be disgorged. Oh, the lesson to be learned. 5 of coins. Being left out in the cold, impoverished, ignored. I would expect... Now, Allen Weisselberg was quite the guy. You know, Donald Trump will say all sorts of great things. I think Allen Weisselberg is about to become persona non grata in Trumpland because he no longer serves a purpose. If Weisselberg is smart, he'll tell the feds everything they in the state everything they want to know. Can they believe everything he says? To verify everything he says. I think Weisselberg is, if he hasn't been audited, he is long overdue for an audit. And what his ill-gotten gains look like, I don't know. And maybe they've already fined him and made him pay a fine. So this could just be him being kicked out of Trump world and might be going back to prison because of his failure to be honest and forthright in his original plea deals. Life is not going to be sunshine and roses for Allen Weisselberg. Outcome. It's his relationship with the devil. He may not talk. He absolutely may not talk. He might have undying loyalty to Donald Trump. The outcome is definitely, it's going to impact Trump. And it's going to cause a stir. I'm sure Trump org will put pressure on Weisselberg to keep his mouth shut about the severance package. Do not dare tell him the truth. And they'll just do stuff to offer to take care of his family. I'm hoping they're not going to offer to threaten his family. But you never know with that kind of energy what the offer is going to be. Is it going to be a carrot or a stick? That's what happens when you play with wannabe mobsters. Narcissistic, malignant narcissist wannabe mobsters. You're only as useful as what you can do for him today. Okay, so Weisselberg is in a world of trouble. And I don't think he's got very many good options, to be honest. What's he going to do? Is he going to cooperate with the feds? Or is he going to keep his mouth shut? I think he's going to keep his mouth shut. We'll do a little four-carder on this one. Okay, will Allen Weisselberg cooperate with the feds or the state of New York with regards to... It's got to be the state of New York, right? And it's not the feds. Sorry, using the feds like just a generic term. It would be the state of New York, the New York prosecutors. Or is he going to stay loyal to Donald Trump? With that devil card, it makes me think he's going to stay loyal to Trump. Let's see, four-carder. Wheel of Fortune. Well, it's his time to decide. This is on his life path. This is like one of those decision moments. He was given a decision moment before and he chose to stay loyal to Trump. He's being given another opportunity. Page of Swords. To tell everybody what he knows. He was an insider. He's a spy after the fact. He could absolutely tell the prosecutors everything they want to know. And he better tell them the truth. This really is his last opportunity. He might have already blown it, but this is his last opportunity to tell the truth about everything that he has seen or done. And if he does, you might still have some of your freedom left. Or is he going to be a fool and walk off the cliff? Page of Pentacles. He certainly could talk about the money if he wanted to. But underneath, this was a signifier card in the other one. Underneath it, if he has that love for money, Trump may be able to buy his silence. Because maybe if he talks, now he has to give back his severance pay. He hasn't made up his mind yet. That Page of Swords may very well be that he doesn't want to be a snitch. He doesn't want to be a spy. Doesn't want to tell the truth. He might love the money, the $2 million he got in that severance. He might love that too much to want to give that up. Okay. Will Allen Weisselberg spend more time at Rikers or some other form of incarceration? If so, roughly how long? Now, we may not get an answer for this because, again, we've got the Wheel of Fortune for the signifier card on will he cooperate or not. This card wants to come up. King of Cups. Depends on the judge. Depends on the prosecutor. Depends on the judge. Are they going to be kind? Say you're 70-something years old. You shouldn't be going to prison? You damn lucky I'm not a judge. I don't like being lied to. Not many people do. I especially dislike it. Allen Weisselberg, will he be going to prison? If so, how long? King of Swords. Yeah, that's a yes. And it's going to be a harsh sentence for an old man like that. High-low values, it could be 2 years. Naivety, Ten of Swords. Ay, ay, ay. Queen of Cups. I think the judge is going to look at this, and the judge might normally be, it might be a female judge too. It could be a female judge with masculine energy or a male judge that has a lot of feminine energy or empathy. But regardless of which judge it is, they're going to put a cap on that empathy. Because what that person did, the law enforcement was relying on their trust. There was a trust in a deal that was made, and he didn't keep up his end of the deal. And that means the deal is null and void. We have a 2, a 6, and a 10. Okay, it could be as much as 2 years. It could be as little as 6 months. I think it's going to be between 6 and 10 months. But they might let him out early because his health may not be great after that time in prison. There could 6 months to 2 years, I think, is what it is. And I think what this is like, that's it. He's done. They're done with him. And his life as he knows it is over. I don't think he's going to die in prison. Let's see. One card. Is the death card in there? King of Cups again. It really depends on the judge, on the empathy the judge has for him. If the judge is really empathetic, it's only going to be 6 months. It could be a 2-year sentence and he serves 6 months. But this is not going to be good for Allen Weisselberg at all. I don't know I haven't looked up to see what his original sentence was, other than repeating what I've heard, that he spent approximately 100 days. He's going to spend a lot longer than 100 days for this. That could be one of those, 6 months in prison and then 2 years probation. It could be something like that. All right. Well, Allen Weisselberg, pay a financial. Will he be fined and or audited and disgorged? This is going to be a longer... I'll do a 6-quarter on this one. Allen Weisselberg's finances. Will there be financial penalties, audits, things along those lines? What's going to happen with his finances now that he's not played ball properly? Okay, there we go. Nightmare. Worst thing that can happen to somebody who lies, cheats, and steals is have people look at their finances really closely in an audit. This is going to stress him out. Stressed out. I think he effed up, and he knows it over something stupid. 10 of Cups. He might be worried he's never going to see his family again. That he might get locked up long enough that he may not see his family. Live to see a happy ending here. Or this could just also be, getting off the prison sentence. If they look at his finances, this could be the end of the wonderful life that he's been living. Life of luxury. But notice we got emotions. We don't have coins here yet. There's the Queen of Cups again. There's that keeping a lid on things. This could be... Okay, so this is going to be the judge. keeping a lid on the emotions here. Weisselberg might be very sorry and apologize for all the things he's caused and plead for his freedom. We may not be getting a finance thing. We may be getting Weisselberg's response to the court case. Just giving you the heads up, because I'm not seeing any coins. I'm seeing cups, 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 and this cup was in the last reading. Let's see if we get any other duplicate cards. There you go. There's a coin card. He's going to pay a lot of money. There's going to be big fines. I don't think this is health, but there's going to be big fines involved in this. Could be a health issue too that comes up. More coins. Oh, he might try and make an offer, but I wouldn't trust him. You know, but there you go. Knight of Cups. He lied. This is the false knight. This is going forward. We had a deal, and you offered us information. It was bogus, especially about the money. Now the decision. What do we do with you? What do we do with a liar? That lying liars that lie. More swords. This might be one of those things where things are going to change for him very, very quickly. I was going to say, if he was on probation, they would revoke his probation and put him back in jail or in prison. Whatever happens with Weisselberg, it's going to happen quickly. Whatever decision they make. I'm seeing a lot of swords here and emotion. So anxiety, kind of, a harshness. You've got that dichotomy of emotions, emotion, and harshness. And I think what it is that he made an agreement. He had the emotional trust of the prosecutors, and he lied. And now there's not going to be much sympathy here. The Queen of Cups, the Ten of Cups. I really think that the sentence he's going to get is going to be a lot harsher than what somebody would get in a similar situation. If somebody else had done this and this wasn't Donald Trump, in a high-profile case like this, they might get a softer sentence. But I think what he's going to find is he's going to get a judge who isn't really interested in giving him a lighter sentence. I think he's going to find a judge who gives him a much harsher sentence. Now, again, if 6 months, you may say, 6 months isn't that harsh of a sentence. Yeah, and you might be right. But if the person would normally get 3 months and he gets 6, then it is a harsh sentence. Everything's relative. All right. Spiritual lesson for Allen Weisselberg. What should he be learning from this? I think I know what I'd be learning from this, but what should Allen Weisselberg be learning from this? Since the bottom card that wants to stay on the bottom. So this is the underlying spiritual message here. Knight of Swords. Man, his life is going to change quickly, isn't it? You lie, and it's going to come back. It's going to come back and bite you. Lover's card. That was dumb. Page of Wands, get ready. And this is the one that was trying to stay on the bottom of the burden. Spiritual lesson. His lies are coming back to fight to get him very quickly. He's not going to escape his lies, and he's going to pay the price for it. Big burden on here. He was delusional. He showed no integrity whatsoever with this in his relationships. This is going to be his relationship with Donald Trump. And now he's going to be taking a journey to some places that are not familiar to him. What's the spiritual lesson on this one? He was reckless. He was reckless, and he was motivated by the wrong things. The wrong values motivated him in his life. Where one should be, with love and family and treating other people well, he didn't do that. He was hooked up to the devil, which is the opposite of this card. So, he had an opportunity. If he wanted to have a relationship with Donald Trump, a business relationship, he certainly could. But he allowed himself to be consumed. And he could have walked. When he recognized that who Trump was, he could have walked and maintained his integrity. He chose not to because life was too good under Trump. And now he's going to pay the burden for that. And, talking about karma and stuff like that, this may not be something that is karmically debted, is paid off in this lifetime. It might be stuff that's paid off in other lifetimes. And we don't get the joy of watching somebody pay their karma, but I suspect that spirit would say you shouldn't take joy in other people paying karma. But when you're just watching arrogant, lying SOBs lie, cheat, and steal, and the impact of their lying, cheat, and stealing is what we had as the president of this country for 4 years, and everything we've dealt with 2015 or 16, it's a little hard, just a little hard to dig down and find that empathy. We all have our own journeys. Let's go on. Let's go on our journeys. Look at him, shake your head, say, man, I'm glad I didn't make your choices. Okay, we'll leave it here. Long enough reading. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your likes and your shares and everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider audience, to folks just discovering this channel. And there's been a lot of you recently. I really appreciate that. Welcome. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.